Hey, welcome to the Driven Stone Podcast, the podcast where two friends raise a glass and have a conversation. I'm Nick.
I'm Kyle.
Kyle, how's it cutting?
How's your crack?
So close. Actually, I think it's how's she cutting.
That's it.
Yeah.
And how's your crack?
Nope.
Nope. What's the crack?
There it is. Yeah. Which is basically a way of saying, how's it going in Irish slang.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everything's great, man.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Good. I'm glad.
How are you too?
As far as I know, they're still in Vegas.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
You want me to call Bono
I mean,
now?
you also. How are you also?
I see what you did there. I too am well. Yeah.
Awesome.
It's gotten well.
Cracking. No lacking of the crack in here.
We are so sorry, all of our friends in Ireland. We're trying.
We don't know why we do this.
No, we do not. No. But I do actually know why we're doing this.
I do also know why we are doing this.
Yeah, because last Sunday was St. Patrick's Day.
The great time-honored tradition of
Dyeing
drinking
the Chicago River. Oh,
Yeah. Yeah. The Chicago River goes green.
yeah. I think the Savannah River does too.
No kidding.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's a thing. Maybe I just made that up.
That's got to be a healthy thing. I'm sure.
Definitely.
No, does no harm.
Yeah. No, but last Sunday was St. Patrick's Day.
Yep.
Which is obviously the celebration of, I think, the patron saint of Ireland.
There you go.
Although I think he was French.
Yeah, we did that one point in time.
Something like that.
Go back and listen to our
maybe
other
English.
episodes.
I don't remember.
We definitely covered it in one of our other Irish episodes.
Definitely.
Yeah. I remember talking about it and being very confused by the whole situation.
Something like that. Yeah. But it gives us an excuse. Not that we need one.
No,
We
not at
definitely
all.
Don't need one.
No.
But to sample some Irish whiskey.
to sip some Irish whiskey.
Absolutely. And as is the tradition of Driven Stone,
Right.
You want to do a pairing, a tasting, a spread? If you
Yeah,
will?
I think a full-on smorgasbord of Irish whiskey would be great.
I wish I knew what smorgasbord was in Irish Gaelic, because that's definitely not an Irish word.
Yeah,
You're gonna
definitely not.
I thought you were gonna go Swedish chef and try it.
Morgan, the Smorgenborgen.
Is that the Irish Swedish chef? Oh, that's tough.
Irish Swedish chef.
You
You go full Connery.
You go full Connery.
Can't even help yourself.
No, I don't know.
How
Anyway,
the Swedish chef could ever go Connery, but it just did it. Went right there.
Okay. All that to say, let's drink some whiskey.
Okay.
Okay. So what are we doing?
We've got a sampling here of 6 different Irish whiskeys.
Oh, buddy.
Only, technically we've featured just 2. Am I correct?
I think so.
Of the 6?
Yeah, actually, yeah. 2 of the 6 we've actually featured.
We've got 4 here that we've never even brought up on the podcast.
Yeah, and to be fair, we've got 2 that aren't even full bottles because we've just got little tasters of them.
Yeah, little sample pack.
Yeah.
The 2 that we featured, we've got the Yellow Spot.
Oh, man.
And we also have the Jameson.
Correct. I mean, staple.
Yeah.
Staple.
Yeah, got to use 2 classics here for sure.
We've also got the Bushmills, the Prohibition recipe. We'll talk about that bottle when we get to it.
Yeah.
And we've got the 2 Stacks first cut Irish whiskey.
Cool.
Yeah.
We've also got the Teeling Pot Still.
Ooh, the pot still. As you
Yeah,
say.
the pot still. The stillness of the pot. And then we've also got Powers Gold Label.
Nice. I would have, or we probably should have a quick conversation of where all of these things come from in terms of distilleries and such.
Sure.
But we get things wrong.
Yeah, we don't really know what we're talking about when it comes to Irish distilleries. Because it's a very...
It seems very seedy.
Yes, it's very convoluted.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
What I'm referring to our friend of the show, Dahi O'Connell, after we had a conversation about some Irish distilleries and we sampled some whiskeys together, he said, gentlemen, I hate to break it to you, but
your info is shady.
right. To which, I called Dahi, and he and I had like an hour and a half long conversation almost, just about like we were operating under our the best information we had at the time.
Sure.
And apparently that information is incorrect.
Well, and
so
it's
says the internet.
And it's kind of funny too, because I feel like we've always kind of praised that side of the Atlantic for how much information they do give.
Right.
But apparently the information is not as clear cut and
Forthcoming, yeah.
concise as we would have thought it was.
Here's basically, I think, like what we've always said is, yes, the information on the other side of the pond is generally better in terms of like where this stuff comes from, how it's made, all that.
Right.
But essentially what Dahi said, and I'm distilling it down.
Cute.
Thanks.
Yep.
Was that yeah, but this isn't Scotland.
Right. right.
That's kind of what he said.
Different set of parameters here.
Right. That Ireland is not Scotland, which I'm aware of.
Right.
Just
right.
Geographically, historically, all that. However, all of these distilleries are intermixed and intermingled, and they're all under somehow one big Irish conglomerate conspiracy.
There you go.
That's what I'm going to say.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah. And there are people like our friend Dahi who are working to change that.
Yeah, and who know the ins and outs, the ways of the wise, and can tell you what all that information translates down to.
Correct.
We are not that.
No.
Not even close. We are the suckers who are just like, oh, cool.
Well, and I'll also say 90% of what the internet says is also apparently that.
Yeah. Yeah.
The suckers.
But it is fantastically fun to have somebody on the inside.
Oh,
that can absolutely just kind of straighten you out and be like, not really.
I got some information.
That's not what you think it is.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So you ready to dip into it?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
All right. I feel like we start with tried and true, classic, the most popular Irish whiskey in terms of units sold.
Westcourt.
No.
Just kidding.
No, we go with Jameson.
Yeah. No, like Jameson, we just featured it on the Girl Scout cookie episode not that long ago. We've definitely featured it on the podcast before. Tried and true.
Definitely.
Jameson.
Lovely cork pop.
Thank you. Thank you.
Glass for you, glass for me. All right.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Smells fantastic.
It does smell fantastic. It smells friendly.
Touch of butterscotch, maybe.
Ooh. Yeah, a little bit of butterscotch. It's short, it's quintessential Irish whiskey shortbread. If you're new to the world of Irish whiskey is it's got a lot of shortbready notes.
Yeah.
It's not all it is, but that's what you get a lot of.
Yeah. It's what comes to mind.
Indeed.
First and foremost.
But I get a
little butter cookie.
I was going to say, I get a lot of butter. Like this to me is more like melted butter over pancakes. Heavy on the butter smell.
Yeah. On the cake.
That's what happened in college. It was heavy on the cake.
Heavy on the cake.
All right. Shall we?
Delightful. Yeah.
Yeah. And same thing on the palate. Little banana note.
Yeah. Little banana. But like natural banana, not like the fake candy banana.
I
Like
would
actual
even say,
banana.
I would even say, like, for those of you that have had a plantain, it's not quite banana,
Right.
but it's very similar.
Yeah. It's banana adjacent.
Yeah.
Good one.
Jameson's 40% ABV.
Always.
80 proof.
Tried and true.
Yep. Man, that was my, I think I've said this on the pod. This was my first, like, legit full pour of whiskey ever. Was a Jameson. I was at an Irish bar with a friend, and he ordered doubles for us, and
Had a great time.
I don't remember.
Do you think you kept it with you?
What?
That pour of Jameson? Or did it make its way out?
Oh,
later,
I see what
later
you're
in the
saying.
evening.
I don't remember. All right. Good enough.
Good, solid foundation
Absolutely.
right there to kind of move forward through these because, there's a reason it's Jameson.
Absolutely.
It's wildly popular.
Yeah.
So yeah, good place to start.
Okay. So I think what we do in true Dreppenstone fashion is we just kind of like, okay, where should we go next? What strikes your fancy?
Sure.
And then we will, as we go through them, talk about each one a little bit, come back and do a whole rating of all of them in terms of what is hitting right now. What do you think?
Yeah, I like it.
All right.
Where do you want to go next?
So I want to start, like, I've had the majority of these, but there are two I've never had. So I want to start with something that I've not had after the Jameson. Okay?
Something new.
Something new. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Let's go. Oh man. Let's go with the 2 Stacks.
2 Stacks. All right.
The 2 Stacks first cut Irish whiskey. A little bit on this. This is a 5-part blend from virgin oak grain, ex-bourbon grain, and ex-oloroso pot still, ex-bourbon distilled malt, and ex-bourbon peated malt.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, that's just, I'm reading from their website. So if I've gotten that wrong, it's on their website. That's all I'm doing.
A lot of X's there, man.
Yeah. I'm not even sure who actually makes, I'm not even going to say it.
Yeah. Why even get caught up in that trap?
Yeah.
We're not doing it.
No.
We say no. 2 Stacks.
I've never had a 2 Stacks product.
I didn't even know it existed.
Yeah. They're, as you're about to pour this, they're famous for the whiskey in a can. You've probably seen it. It's a black can, about yay big. Beautiful. Thank you, sir.
Certainly. That's forceful. Got it. Good job.
So where Jameson is just kind of this classic, light Irish whiskey color.
Yep.
I'm going to say Two Stacks is just a shade lighter than that.
Yeah, it's all that virgin oak.
Yeah, but it's got ex Oloroso too.
Oh, okay. And ex bourbon grain.
Yeah.
Whatever the hell all that. What is a bourbon grain?
I have no idea.
Talking about the grain of the wood?
I'm very confused by those words, and
Yeah.
I don't even want to touch it.
Can't even go into
I don't
it.
want to do it.
All right.
On the nose.
Nose.
Woo.
Yeah, it's Irish whiskey, straight up.
There's a good amount of complexity on that nose, though.
A touch fresher, maybe, or
Yeah, I would say it's not as. It doesn't feel as aged, maybe.
not as dark on the nose.
Yes.
It doesn't have that butterscotch, that kind of like melted brown butter kind of quality that
No,
Jameson
it's
had.
definitely brighter. Yeah. But I do get a little bit of this, like just a hint of a whiff of a passing of a poof of a peat.
Poof of a peat.
Yeah.
Peef poot.
It's like it's not camp. It's not campfire, but it's like it's just hiding back there.
Pete done crop dusted you.
Might be what it is. No, it's Pete done did something in his
Done
pants.
shit his pants and walked by.
No,
Ooh, that's worse than.
but he's washed
crop
that pants
dusted.
3 times.
He just can't get it out. Damn.
Throw them away, Pete. Throw them away. Bright is the right word, and there's some really nice like toffee notes on the nose.
Toffee?
Toffee.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like after really giving it a good swirl and really kind of getting the glass saturated, I'm getting a good bit of, what is that?
Toffee.
Toffee.
Hell yeah.
I'm getting a good amount of oaky tannins.
Oh, yeah.
Just kind of barrel notes.
Totally.
It's making me think this is going to be a bit bitter.
For me, there's a spiciness on the nose that I can think I would attribute to wood.
Right.
Sits in a barrel for a minute. All right, shall we?
Okay.
Now sniffing time for sipping.
Okay.
Sippy. Oh,
That's delightful.
that is not bad. I can tell you, I did not expect a whole lot out of this, but that's not bad.
Yeah.
It's still a little friendly. I think it's 43. Yeah, it's 43. So you got a little bit of an uptick in proof here.
I mean, I do feel like it is. I feel like it's more complex than Jameson.
Agreed.
It's not quite as sweet, but it has a little bit more of a altered flavor where it starts out one way and then has a curve,
Yeah.
goes into this kind of a more bitter, dark state.
I'm going to say the notes here are layered. It doesn't feel, it's not roller coastery, but it feels like you're kind of like, you got a 7-layer cake and you're
Yeah.
kind of just like working your way through those layers.
Yeah.
But there's not one layer that's better than the other. There's not anything that like really stands out. It just kind of commingles together.
Yeah. Vanilla bean.
Vanilla bean. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Heavy vanilla bean now.
Strong vanilla bean.
Yeah. All right. Not bad.
Like it. No problems there. Pleasantly surprised on that one.
Yeah, me too.
Can of whiskey.
Yeah.
You say.
Yeah, I do. I've seen it. All right, I chose the second one. Where are you going?
Let's go Teeling.
Okay. This is the pot still?
Teeling pot still.
Oh.
Irish whiskey.
Yeah.
46%. Another little uptick.
Okay.
Dublin born.
Careful.
That's what it says.
I know.
First cork.
Ooh, you're right.
First cork. Thug.
I have had this before. I've had several Teeling products at the actual distillery.
Yep.
But I currently do not own a bottle of the pot still. All right, what you got on the nose?
I'm gonna go back about the same color as Jameson. A little bit more of that orangey kind of color note to it.
Definitely.
But yeah, another nice little change in aroma.
Yeah, I'm getting Expo. Heavy Expo.
Really?
Yeah, and like those Expos from like the mid '90s were like we didn't. These are the toxic Expos.
Chonky.
Chunky Expos, but also like you got to be 18 to buy them here in the States.
Not
And,
back
like-
then, you didn't.
No, you want
we had-
5-year-olds?
We had a good time. That and some
Elmer's rubber cement.
rubber cement.
Ain't nothing like a good jar. Good jar of rubber cement.
Oh, you have a good old time. Just doing a school project, Mom. Lay off me. All right. You've been up there for 3 hours. I know.
Correct. God. This poster ain't making itself, Mom. Damn. What'd you say? Nothing.
Another man.
You just called your mom man?
Ma'am.
Oh.
I'm Southern.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm getting like heavy whiteboard marker. Just,
Interesting. I mean, I see where you're going, but to me, it's strangely enough, it's more in a caramel state.
I want to agree with you. I understand what you're okay. I understand what you're saying. It's like, but it's like cheap caramel.
Yeah. Not like Werther's caramel,
Well, that's cheap caramel, but it's like cheaper than that.
but you know, I mean,
It's like dollar store bag of caramels.
Wathers.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, indeed.
Wathers caramel. All right.
Shall we?
Okay.
I don't. Okay, I'm gonna do it. Oh, but on the palate, that expo nature goes away completely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's it goes fruity and floral for me.
Really floral.
Yeah.
Like like an orange blossom honey.
There you go.
Yeah, it's sweet. It's
Yep.
not overly offensive in terms of any sort of any real bitter anywhere.
Yeah.
Just got a nice
slight touch of bitter, but like it that bitter accompanies that floral note, so it all just
Exactly.
kind of feels organic-y.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's not overly bitter in any way, but it's a nice complementary. Organic is good. I don't know how you spell that, but all right.
Organic-y.
Yeah, sure.
Organic-y.
What'd you say the ABV was? 46.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's not bad.
Yeah, it's got a little
Yeah,
little bite on my
little
tongue.
bite.
Like,
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Heads up.
Yeah, I quite like that.
Yeah.
It's also even keel, just in general. There's nothing that I'm like, other than like just tiny little proof spike.
Yeah.
There's nothing I'm like, oh, wait a second now.
Well, and I think that's generally Irish whiskey.
Yeah.
It's all kind of in a more of a chill
Yes.
vibe.
Yep.
Kind of stated. It rarely ever does it ever jump out and have any kind of spiky notes to it, unless you're talking proof.
Exactly. And I was going to say, like, I was going to stop you mid-sentence, but I saw where you were going. I
Right,
don't want to be
right,
that guy.
right.
Unless your proof is what really sets Irish whiskey apart.
Yeah.
Or somebody who's doing something interesting with marriage and barrels and things like that.
Right.
Okay.
Next.
It's my choice.
Your choice.
I'm going to go with another new one here.
All right. All right.
Yeah.
all right.
We're going to go with the Powers Gold Label.
The Powers.
Arnold's Irish now?
Yes. It's the Powers. Irish whiskey. That wasn't very good.
It was better than mine.
Get in the chopper with your powers. 43.2%.
That's fun.
Strangely enough.
That is really fun.
Yeah.
Powers Gold Label, I think, is also made at the Middleton Distillery.
Oh, buddy.
I know.
You did
I
it.
did. I said
You said you weren't going to do it.
I know.
And you did it.
I know. I've never had this though. Have you?
No, I've never had a Powers. Powers.
I know it's available here. I've seen it. For whatever reason, I've never had it.
I mean, I think it's one of those things like for whatever reason, Irish whiskey, when I go and I look at those brands, because they are so unknown to me, it's hard to like,
What should I get?
what do I want to try?
Right.
For whatever reason.
Yeah. No, I agree. And that's why I like doing like tastings like this, is that it also allows other people, like, we're doing the tasting for you. So
Yeah. If we said, hey, that smokestack, that 2 stacks is really good.
Yeah.
So, you know, hey.
Hey,
you can trust
don't
Dresden
touch
Sun.
that West Cork bourbon cask. That stuff's disgusting.
Do not waste your time there.
Yeah. There you are, sir.
Oh, baby. Sorry.
Do you want me to give you a moment, or you think you're okay?
Yeah, that's another nice, like, here we go. I like thinking Irish whiskey, they're also similar. This is another one that has a nice little shift.
Oh, it
one
does
goes
have a nice little shift.
Heavy banana.
Heavy banana.
Banana pudding.
Yeah, banana, like vanilla notes, banana pudding.
Oh, a little wafer on top.
Yes, I was gonna say Nella wafer. It's a Nella wafer. It's
Yeah.
not even like, it reminds me of banana pudding only because of the Nella wafer.
Yeah.
Oh, that is a great nose.
Incredible. That's fantastic. Don't disappoint me, Powers.
Man.
Woo.
I like the slight. I mean, it is a little darker than the others that we had, I think. No, I guess.
Yeah, they're all kind of right there.
Yeah. I guess
except for the smokestack.
Yeah.
2 stacks.
2 stacks. Smokestack. We mentioned smoke once, it just all goes to hell.
Pete.
It has a little bit of a woody, oaky characteristic going on.
Little Toy Story. Woody.
Oh, God. It's like I'm not with you. I'm with you now.
Come on, my guy.
No, I'm sorry. All right, I'm going in.
All right.
Oh,
Wow.
whoa! What's going on?
Man,
That is a curve.
that is Woody.
Yeah, it is.
Like, got like a
God,
touch of sawdust in my mouth.
man, what is that? Wow.
The aftertaste is really unfortunate.
That woody nature though is delightful at first.
Yeah. Delightfully interesting.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is. You ever walked in like a cedar house or like a, I was gonna say a lumber yard, but like a log cabin.
Sure.
It reminds me of a little bit of like a log cabin. Like it's just wood and it's like, whoa, that is not something I expected.
It is so drying.
It really
Like
is.
my mouth is like has no viscosity to it now. Yeah. It's like rough almost.
Yeah, it really
That's
is.
weird.
I don't like the aftertaste. Man,
No.
that is unfortunate.
The aftertaste is like you've been sucking on a popsicle stick. Like after you finish the banana popsicle and you still got the stick in your mouth for whatever reason because you got nowhere to put it right now.
Right. That's
that.
exactly That's exactly
Tastes
what it is.
exactly like you've got that popsicle stick in your mouth. That is bizarre.
I was really like there's a spicy note too, and I really enjoy that. And then you get to the end, and then the aftertaste, the finish is just, that's unfortunate.
And it's just so dry.
Yeah. Oh well, sorry, Powers.
Bizarre.
I mean, great on one side,
yeah.
not so great in the end.
10 out of 10 on the nose.
Yeah. And I would say 10 out of 10 on the first little bit of the palate. And then you get to mid palate and then just, oh, all right. Where do you want to go next? We got 2 left.
Let's go with this Shelby Company Limited.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Shall I?
I just finished it.
What? Peaky Blinders?
Peaky.
Oh,
not that long ago.
yeah.
Like a couple weeks ago.
We got to do an episode.
Finally finished it.
We've got to do an episode on it.
Yeah.
Because I just watched an interview with Cillian Murphy, in which he's not opposed to doing some sort of longer film or.
Oh, yeah.
not
I'm pretty sure it's
necessarily
been confirmed
that
that they're doing it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, pretty sure.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think they've like started shooting it or anything, but like
They're going to.
he loves that character so
Oh,
much that, you know, he was always open to it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to open it.
Go for it. What is it? We didn't even say what it is.
Oh, this is the Bushmills Prohibition Recipe Irish Whiskey Prohibition Blend by order of the Shelby Company Limited.
The Peaky Blinders.
You got to say that again.
The Peaky Blinders. The Peaky fucking Blinders.
There it is. There it is. So this is one of those weird tie-in bottles that companies do
Right.
from time to time where they're like promoting something else.
Right. What was it?
Statesman.
The Statesman.
Old faux Statesman.
Yep.
Weirdly, like
they're
this
still
is
making
way
it.
yeah, this is way more on the nose.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But I still see this everywhere. And yeah, here we go. I actually think this is our first Bushmills on the podcast ever.
Aside from a tasting, I think you're
Oh
right.
yeah, that's right. We did do a tasting. Same color.
Yeah, we're not gonna.
No deviation.
Yeah,
really.
not gonna, not big, I mean, this is on the lighter side of what we're talking about, but
Yeah.
they're all right there.
If I'm not mistaken, nope, I don't even want to say it because I'm going to be mistaken. I'm going to say it anyway. I think the Bushmills Distillery is the oldest operating distillery, the oldest distillery still in operation.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, everybody.
I will not
I'm so sorry.
dare. All right, based off the nose,
Ooh.
delightful.
Yeah,
and it makes me wonder. This isn't banana pudding. This is
No.
more into that more natural banana thing, which I think we said for the smokestack.
Yeah.
2 stacks.
This is aged in bourbon casks, and it's aged for a minimum of 3 years.
Good shit.
Yeah.
It's opening itself up to some green apple for me.
I was, God, man, like you're literally taking all the notes here.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's opening itself up to some green apple for me.
Good idea.
Yeah,
no, I'm
yeah.
getting that too.
Yeah, apple and like an apple crisp, like something not quite like an apple crumble, maybe an apple cookie. I don't know. There's something a little bready in there. Yeah, this is also 92 proof too. All right,
It smells so damn good.
it does. Going in?
Whew, okay.
Yeah,
That's hard to beat.
that is. Everything that the Powers did, where like it just dropped you off a cliff and like left you with this like just horrible taste,
Disappointment.
This just like hangs
Yeah,
on
this
and
just
is
carries you the
beautiful.
whole way. It's got great viscosity. Wonderful texture.
Little oily
Yeah.
and like clingy because of that.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, like so it makes it very smooth and very like
Oh.
I don't mean smooth like, flavor proof or anything.
Right.
Like just like on your tongue. It's very
Yeah.
Wonderful flavor all the way through. Not as huge of a kind of a change in flavor as something that we said earlier, but it does have a little bit of a movement to it.
Yeah.
It's not just one note all the way through.
And I really like the slight bourbony cask note that I'm getting. I feel like I can get some of the bourbon influence.
Sure.
Like it's not full on like there's still a bunch of bourbon in this cask, but it's
Right.
like there's some bourbon notes there.
Little
like
extra touch of caramel.
Yeah, the sweet nature just forward just a little bit. Yeah.
Agreed.
Which leaves us with our last one.
Last but not least,
Is it my turn to present?
It is your turn.
Okay. The Yellow Spot Single Pot Still Irish Whiskey, aged 12 years by Mitchell and Son.
boom.
Yeah. Are you ready?
A little bit of age.
Yeah.
Will it separate itself?
This one comes in also at 92 proof.
So it's right there.
Yeah.
That was
That was
good.
snug.
One. Grazie. Whoa. It's not where the cork goes, sir.
Now this one's a little bit darker. Like look at all of the spread we got
Yeah,
going on here.
it does start to hit that. But
Yeah.
I feel like there was one in there that might have gotten close, which would have
Teeling
been
might be close.
the Teeling. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, and I would expect this is the oldest bottle on the table,
Right.
12 years.
Yeah, so you'd like to think it's extracted some sort of color
Yep.
out of that barrel.
What you got on the nose?
It's definitely not in that bright banana phase, but like that's what's stuck in my nose right now. This is more like ripened banana. Like
Yeah, like heavily. Like you need to make that into some bread or something. Quick.
you need to do something.
That thing
with
is
it.
like it's about to turn in a good way.
It's got its eye on that garbage can.
Put me out of my misery.
you want to go ahead and talk to me now?
Yeah, just like subtle vanilla notes.
Yeah, I feel like the nose is like kind of overwhelming. Not overwhelming. Is overall kind of subtle.
Yeah.
It doesn't have a huge loud nose.
Underneath that, and this is why I love a bunch of like just pairing a bunch of whiskey together, because that's when you start to see the subtle differences.
Right.
Underneath that, I'm getting like this just a hint of like pipe tobacco note.
Ooh.
All right.
All right.
Ooh.
Yeah, I mean it's very comforting in a weird way. Like it's very like we've been saying, there's nothing spiky, nothing juts out, nothing is overwhelmingly present.
Yep.
Everything is just kind of in this nice, tight, little concise here
Yeah.
we are space.
It's very much, it's a little drizzly outside, and I just made a pot of tea, and I'm gonna sit by the fire with a big book, and like I'm probably not going to actually read this book. I'm gonna like start to read this, and I drift off to sleep. It's like comforting like that.
It's a ice cream sundae that you had a little caramel drizzle on it.
Okay.
And you've let that all melt down into like that ice cream soup that you used to make when you were a kid.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And it's room temperature. It's not cold anymore. And you're just slurping that up.
Yeah,
That's
until
what
you
I
said
got.
room temperature. I was like, okay, yeah, no, I'm. I don't know about- I
it
know
all
what you
it all
mean.
melts down. It's like those last little slurps off the spoon
Sure,
that you can
yeah.
get. It's all that.
Yeah, it's comforting, I think, is the right way of putting it. It's not anything that's like, oh, like I've got to figure out what this is. Like, this is complex. I got to like break all this apart. Like, it definitely is more so than like the Jameson,
Right.
for sure. But it's nothing that's like, man, I've got to sit here and like I've got to parse all this out and
Yeah.
like write a dissertation.
Pull it
on this.
apart.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now this is, oh man,
Third sip, now I'm starting to get like barrel qualities coming through.
Yeah.
Touch of bitter.
all right. So now that we've had all 6 of these,
Yep.
we've got a really nice spread here. I think what we should do is you want to rank them? You want to do that? You just want to like here's my favorite out of this, and here's my least favorite. How do you want to put it?
Let's hold off on that.
Okay.
Just like really quick, like immediate thoughts.
Yeah.
What surprised you the most?
Honestly, the nose on the Powers really surprised me. And that like first, and the transition between nose and first sip is like, whoa, that's interesting.
That was shocking.
Yeah.
That was definitely was like a surprise that such a fragrant nose that was so delightful.
Yeah.
And then go to the palate that was so strange that just didn't match it at all.
Yeah. Yeah. What about for you?
It'd be hard not to say that the two stacks.
Yeah.
It'll be fun to now go back through them all to see if that still kind of resonates the way that it did on that first sip. But that was a delightful surprise.
Before we kind of run everybody through our favorites, anything you want to bring up?
Well, I've got this spot. It's not the yellow spot, but it's on my butt cheek.
I mean,
I was wondering if you want to look at that.
is that why your pants are off? Or is it just because you're comfortable?
I mean, I hate to bring it up.
Well,
you
I mean,
offered. So
I mean, bend over. Like, I'll take a look if you want me to.
I'm going to turn my head and I'm going to cough.
3 times, please. That was once.
It is remarkable how Irish whiskey is similar to bourbon in that sense of like everything is tight.
Agreed.
In this blend and this spread that we have, everything is pretty tight.
I'm gonna say within the big producers, because
Yeah.
like all of these are big producers.
Right. Yeah. Nothing really sticks out as remarkably different.
Correct.
From the rest.
Right.
Which I want to say is kind of surprising, but to get a spread of 6 different, big labels like this and have them spread out and to feel as kind of close as they are, is that more naivete on our part though?
No, I think it is something that is kind of quintessentially Irish whiskey. Like that, it's something that is I was gonna say fairly rigidly defined, but not so much. But like this is the flavor profile, and here it is.
Yeah, but like I always I always describe bourbon as that being like that,
Right.
But at the same time, it's like, oh no, I can pick out the beamy nature in this. I can pick out the the wild turkey aspect in this.
And I think like what you just said is what is actually working against Irish whiskey, is that for Irish whiskey, I mean, yes, there are smaller kind of bespoke, if you will, distilleries,
Right.
But there are really just 2 major distilleries.
Right.
And again, I recognize that there are others, but you have just these 2 kind of powerhouse distilleries pumping out a lot of product. And in the U.S., you have that. Yes, you've got Jim Beam, you've got Turkey, you've got Jack Daniels, obviously. So you've got, this smaller group that's producing a lot. But in America, you've got a lot of people doing a lot of other interesting things.
Right.
Like there's just more variety. And I think like the more variety is what creates more of the subtle nuances in bourbon. Not that there are a whole lot of them, but
Right.
they are there as opposed to Irish whiskey, where there's fewer nuances
Right.
among the big
at
boys.
this day and age. Yeah.
Yeah. Which again, there are tons of people who are doing interesting things that just think it's a little bit fewer and far between.
Right. All right. Should we throw down an order?
Sure.
Okay.
I'm ready.
Least favorite.
Least favorite is the 2 stacks.
Wow.
Yeah. Yep. Even though I like the complexity out of it, nope, it's the least favorite.
It came back weird.
It did.
On that second round.
Yeah.
It didn't hold up as well.
Going back into it, it just got funky.
Yeah.
What about you?
I'm going to have to go with the Powers, unfortunately.
Okay.
Still smells great.
Yeah.
But there's just something weird.
Yeah.
It just doesn't hold up.
That's
with
in
it.
my 5th spot.
Yeah, and I would put the other one.
Yeah.
The stack there.
Yeah, the Powers, I put it higher because I still like that nose.
That nose was exceptional.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
So for you in the 5th spot is the 2 stacks?
Is the 2 stacks.
Why above the Powers?
It's very funky going back through it, but I'm just going to go off of that initial tasting of it. It appeared to be very delightful. Coming off of the Jameson, the bull rush that we just went through of just like of just trying to try them all really quickly again.
Yeah.
I'm just going to assume something strange happened there
Okay.
with that combination of all of it together.
Sure.
4th spot.
In my 4th spot, I think I'm going to put Teeling.
Yep.
Yeah. I like it. There's nothing wrong with it. But for whatever reason, it's middle of the road for me, at least out of this tasting.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Jameson.
Okay.
Same kind of thing.
Middle of the road.
Middle of the road.
Yeah.
After you go back through it, after you've had some of the better ones, when you come back to it, it's very,
Yeah.
very watery, very weak.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah. And I'm going to put Jameson in my 3rd spot.
Same.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put Teeling in my 3rd.
For literally the same reasons. Like I think I'm getting a little bit more of the quintessential Irish notes out of the Jameson. That's why I just put it just a little bit above the Teeling.
Yeah.
Although the Teeling's not bad.
Yeah. I'd probably say the same thing. It was just like the tick on the, proof pop.
Sure. Okay.
Edge it out.
So out of this tasting,
Yep.
we got the top two.
We got
And
the top
same
two.
top two.
Yep.
In my second spot,
Yep.
I put the Yellow Spot.
I did too.
I figured you would.
I did too.
Yeah. I really love Yellow Spot, man. I do. I just, it's fantastic.
It's a spot. Nothing wrong with the spots.
Not
Any of the spots.
not
Spots
the
are
ones
great.
that I've had so far.
Great spots.
But that Bushmills Prohibition recipe, like that is something different.
It's something different, and in this tasting, for me, the banana note that it has is delightful.
Yep.
And the mouthfeel is fantastic.
Yeah.
So smooth. And for me, the odd thing was that the Yellow Spot having that little bit more of a complex, bitter kind of a thing happening on the end of the palate.
Yeah.
I just wasn't digging it right now.
Yeah.
Whereas like the Bushmills didn't have it. It just
Straight.
just laid you out on
Yeah.
that absolute like silky smooth, just rides it all the way out to the end.
Yeah. Normally,
great.
Normally I am just diametrically opposed to using the word smooth.
Yeah.
But this is it. Like
Yeah.
that's it. Like it's
And again, it's not the proof that's
exactly.
smooth.
Most people, that's what when they were like, "Oh, this was smooth whiskey." It's
Yeah,
because
no.
like you're averse to the proof. No,
Yeah.
it's mouthfeel.
It's
It is
mouthfeel.
silky.
Yeah, and it's all the way.
Yeah,
It's just silky smooth.
for sure. Should we mix them?
Yeah,
Okay, good.
yeah, we
Does that-
absolutely should.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's going to work out in our favor this time, though.
I don't think so either. But
I feel like it might be a little frustrating.
I feel like for science, I have to do this because this is something that we do. Wow, that's a full pour now. Whew, okay.
You get down to the end, and it's like, hey, buddy,
Yeah, that's a full Glencairn.
that's a pour I don't usually give myself.
Nope. That's a pour that people complain about on Twitter.
Jesus.
Mary and Joseph.
Yeah.
All right. Well, on the nose.
Quintessential Irish.
It's actually a pretty damn good nose.
Smells like Jameson.
It does. It's got butter. It's got
Just
all those
Jameson.
buttery notes. A little bit of a vanilla nature.
Touch of banana.
Yeah. It's actually that's a pretty good
not
nose.
bad. Not bad at all.
I mean, we're like professional blenders right now.
Yeah, this is the Dripping Stone blend.
Yeah. On the palate, it's not bad.
It's not greater than the sum of its parts,
Yeah.
but not.
There's some
It's not
funky,
bad.
funky notes in there.
Yeah, full pour here left in the glass. and
Yeah.
I'll sit back and enjoy it. We should cheers to Killian
Oh, cheers to Killian. Yeah.
for winning the Oscar.
Hell yeah.
Oppenheimer was fantastic.
Fantastic movie, and he did a fantastic job. And I think it's the right time because this is I've seen a lot of movies with Cillian Murphy in it, and he's
Yeah.
always been a great actor, but this is where you really see his acting just elevate to another level.
Yeah.
And I mean, you and I saw Oppenheimer together. So much of what he does is in his face.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude is acting with his face. And like, that is amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I remember hearing a stat at some point back when it was like, the hype of all of it, of that he was in 80% of the shots in that movie or something like that. Like, incredible.
Yeah.
Such an awesome performance. And what's been so cool after it now is like listening to people like Robert Downey Jr. or Matt Damon, like big names in that business, and talk about like how impressed they were by watching him act.
Yes.
His acting is just incredible.
Yeah.
Like,
it truly is.
Thomas Shelby is a character like that will go down in just visual media history of characters that you always return back to.
Yes.
And compare great characters to other characters. And
Yeah.
so much of that is because of
And
his
it-
performance as.
It's interesting to also see like his career, the connections between Thomas Shelby as a character and then Oppenheimer as a character, but also a real person that he's, portraying.
Right.
And like the acting is very similar, obviously, because it's Cillian Murphy, but like, oh, you're drawing from all of this, 10 years of playing Thomas Shelby, and you're drawing that into this huge performance as Oppenheimer, and you can see the similarities. And I love that it's not just he's not just embodying a different character. He's using all of these tools that he's kind of carried along, and you can see that.
Yeah.
That's cool. Well, you got anything else?
Nope.
All right. Well, we got a little bit of Irish whiskey left. You want to sit here and finish this and talk a little bit?
Okay.
All right. Sounds good. We won't record the rest of this, though.
Fair enough.
All right. Well, we'd love to know, what do you think about the Irish whiskey tasting we just did? Have you had Jameson?
Have you had Teeling?
Have you had Two Stacks?
Have you had Bushmills?
Have you had Powers?
Have you had Yellow Spot?
Did we miss anything?
I think that's all.
Okay. And if you've had those, what do you think about them?
Yeah.
Have you had this tasting? If not, what are you waiting for?
Go get it.
And if you don't have enough Glencairns, that's okay. Go buy some.
Yeah. Or just use whatever you got.
Sure, yeah, you got some paper cups. That's fine too. You know, do what you can with what you have.
The Red Solo.
Oh, if you have one of those, why not?
Yeah.
You can get in touch with us through email at strepandstone@gmail.com. You can also get in touch with us through social media.
It's always one word, Drep and Stone, DREP and Stone. Come find us, like us, and share a thing. Comment on a thing, and, hey, we'll comment back on your thing.
We love it if you support the podcast. You can do so through our Patreon page. It's patreon.com/strepandstone. Keeps the lights on, the recording machine working.
Yeah, a little extra magic.
Yeah. We'd also love it if you rate Drep and Stone wherever it is you find great podcasts like this one.
Just like this one.
And finally, we'd love it if you tell someone about Drep and Stone.
Yeah.
It's pretty simple.
It's a, good activity to do.
It's easy.
Highly endorsed.
Yeah.
By Drep and Stone.
I mean, we just did.
Yeah.
On that note, hey, buddy.
Hey, buddy.
May your glass overflow.
And your Irish ass never show. Cheers, buddy.
Cheers.
They're magically delicious. Is Cillian Murphy Irish?
Yeah, definitely. You know who else is Irish? James Bond himself.
Sean?
No, he's Scottish.
Sean O'Connery?
No.
Craig?
No. Craig's definitely English. The best.
Roger Moore?
No, he's definitely English.
Pierce?
Yes, Pierce is Irish.
The Bowas? Patio Gills?
Bennigan's. No. Oh, Bennigan's. God, Bennigan's.
Throwback.
Shit. If you wouldn't have said that, I would have nailed it.
O'Flanagan's?
Nope.
Patty O'Shea's?
Nope. Pat O'Brien's.
Pat O'Brien's?
Nope.
Charlie O'Barkley's?
Nope.
Anyway, on the nose. Pee room. Oh, no. You just need a glass.
That's. I tell you what.
I done told you. Wipe your crack. What's the crack?
That we just did the crack.
How's your crack?
No, how's the crack?
That's the crack. Itch my crack. Perfect. There was everything before Interstellar, and then there's everything after it.
Yeah. I think that's it, right?
I think that's everything.
Okay.